Hey everybody, I got a short gear review for you today. I'm going to review the CountyComm padded knife and multi-tool pouch. This is available from CountyComm.com, and this is their padded knife and multi-tool pouch. So let's talk about the design features of the pouch, and then we will talk about the pouch as they've described it, as CountyComm says in their website, what it's used for. And then I'll show you some examples of using this pouch with a couple of different tools that I have. Okay, so it's basically a nylon material. There's two layers of the nylon material throughout the pouch. It has a padded section on the front panel and on the back panel, which is a nice little bonus feature for a pouch like this. Padding adds some extra protection for your tool as well as some protection for the environment. It has single stitching down the sides, which I presume is to keep that padding in place, to keep it from rotating around to the sides of the pouch between those two layers of nylon, the inner panel and the outer panel, as you use your pouch and carry your tools in it. And I think that's a nice little touch. You have a grommet at the bottom, which is pretty common these days for pouches, so that you can drain water or sand or whatever gunk you get down in your pouch out of there pretty efficiently and easily. That's a nice feature. If you've ever tried to clean out a pouch without one, you know how tough that can be. It has edge banding is for the finish around the sides, and it has single stitching for that edge banding. But it does have some extra stitching at the corner stress points. Let me get a zoom in on that and I'll show you. There we go. Right there, you can see on the corners there, and also right there. So it has extra stitching at the stress points. That's going to give that a long wear factor. It also has that extra stitching right here where the little nylon pull tab is attached to the top of the flap. So you have a single flap closure, you have a single snap with an added panel of Velcro that's, I don't know, it's about 1.5 to 2 inches square. And that provides adequate, secure closure of that flap, I think, in most situations. And having that pull tab is a nice feature. It gives you the ability to just get a hold of that and rip it right up. On the back of the pouch, you have your MOLLE webbing for attaching this to your gear bags. This also provides you the opportunity to either carry this on your person in the horizontal or the vertical positions as you manipulate your belt through either of those. With this, in the vertical position, you have this strap which you can feed in around your belt, which is a nice feature. To put it in a horizontal position, you're going to have to feed your belt through that loop like that. So it's a little bit more awkward, but that's okay. I can live with that. Okay, so that's basically the design, construction, features of the pouch. Let's talk about the uses of this pouch. Now, on their website, they advertise this as being a pouch for knives, multi-tools, and cell phones. Now, my cell phone is an iPhone, and there's just no way that that phone's going to go in that pouch. Even without my little thin rubber casing on it, it's not going to go in that pouch. But maybe, I don't know, something like a razor or something like that might fit down in there, so that could be an option. I actually bought this pouch for a multi-tool that I bought that had, in my book, an inadequate pouch that came with it. I won this on eBay. It's a Victorinox Swiss tool, which is a fabulous tool, by the way. But it came in this cheap pouch. This is not the Victorinox pouches. Victorinox makes some beautiful pouches. And obviously this is not it. So I knew I needed to replace this cheap flimsy thing that's, you know, barely better than Christmas wrapping paper. So I was familiar with the CountyComm website and had seen this pouch when I was browsing it one day. And for $9, which as of February 2010, I didn't think that was too bad of a deal for $9. And sure enough, my Swiss tool fits in there wonderfully well. There's a little bit of side-to-side movement, but not too bad. I think with the flap secured, that tool's not coming out. My only complaint with the design of this pouch is that there's no padding in the top of the flap. And you can hear, if I show you this, that just doesn't offer only minimal protection for the top of my tool or the environment from my tool in the case that there's an impact. Not that I think that my desk is going to hurt this Swiss tool. I'm more concerned that my Swiss tool would hurt the top of my desk here. But let me show you another pouch that I have where they have solved that problem, and this is the Leatherman Wave. And this is just the standard nylon pouch that Leatherman offers, but there is some padding in the top of this flap, and it doesn't really impact the flexibility of the top of the pouch, but you can hear the difference. That's a real significant difference with the impact of that pouch. And it's just enough, I think, to prevent, the smaller dents and dings on the environment. If I dropped this pouch or something that slipped out of my hand and it fell onto a more sensitive surface like a desktop or something like that. So CountyComm, I would say if you can make that modification and add a little bit of padding in there, that would be great. In terms of design and utilization, the Leatherman pouch comes, as you guys probably most of you know, that with this this open carry position. So what you do if you have your tool in the open position and you're having to use it frequently, you can drop it through and still close your pouch so that it secures it within that pouch. With the CountyComm pouch, you can carry an open position because you can see it seats down in there nicely, and that little bit of extra width lets you get that extra depth down in there. And you can see that it really is coming all the way down to the bottom of the pouch, so you're getting the full carry depth, but you can't get that flap to close securely. So I don't know how much that would bother me. That's pretty deep. I feel like that would be secure on my person if I were using it in the open position and I'm just dropping it in and out. So I don't think that's too big of a limitation for me and my uses. For somebody else that might be a problem, but just be aware of that's a difference. In terms of using this pouch with other tools, so obviously the Victorinox is a full-size multi-tool, and the Wave is what's considered a mid-size multi-tool. And so you can see it disappears down in there, but yet you can still extract it very easily, and it's very secure, and with the top closed, it's not coming out no matter what kind of shaking or movement you give to it. So it would work very nicely with a mid-size tool like the Wave. I've got another full-size tool over here. I've got a Surge somewhere. Here we go. So here's a Leatherman Surge. And you can see in the open position that it also comes all the way down to the bottom, and it's pretty secure in there. And in the closed position, it fits beautifully into that pouch. And in fact, it fits almost perfectly. I mean, almost say that they probably designed this around a full-size tool's width, because it fits perfectly side to side as well as the top in there. The one thing you lack, like with the Leatherman pouch, it has this elastic pocket on the back, and that's for the extra bits that a Leatherman can carry. But you can fit them down in there just like that. It's a little tricky, but if you get them up just enough, then you can still fit them in there and you can still carry it with your tool. And so that's not that big of a problem. What else have I got? I have a buck knife. So this is the old classic folding hunter by Buck Knives, and it's your basic 4-inch blade with a lock back. I can't really talk. And you can see it fits nicely in the pouch. It's got a lot of wiggle room in there, and with the flap closed, it secures it a little bit more. But if I was moving rapidly, I would get that flop side to side, jiggling back and forth. So I'm not worried about it coming out, but that would annoy me, having that flopping back. So I probably would not myself use this pouch for a knife that was this size in terms of width. If I had a knife that was wider, that didn't flop around so much, or maybe even a little bit taller, that once the flap was closed, it secured it with pressure, then I might use that. But otherwise, I'd like a pouch which is a little more custom fit to the width, like the original leather sheath is for that buck knife. Okay, so there you have it. Those are my thoughts about the CountyComm padded knife and multi-tool pouch. I think it's a great deal. It's an excellent value from CountyComm. It's a great price for what you get for it. And thanks so much for watching the video. Hope you guys have a great day.